And Vinod Kumar, Prasar Bharati special correspondent based in Dubai, is joining us. Vinod, have ships started moving freely through the Strait of Hormuz? Gulf vessels and tankers getting through?
Well, Mark, as of today, the Strait of Hormuz is not moving freely. While the two-week ceasefire was conditional upon the strait opening of the waterway remains highly restricted, highly expensive, and selective too. See, the situation can be actually described as a controlled pause rather than return to normal commercial shipping. The maritime traffic still shows that 95% of the ships are being stranded there. The traffic is down by a huge volume. Before February 28, around 80 to 100 ships used to pass through this waterway. Now it is limited to only 10 to 12. Most vessels currently that are transiting are either Iranian linked or part of the dark fleet, or flying the flags of countries that deems non-hostile, such as Russia and China. Ships that do move are being funneled through a specific northern corridor under the direct supervision of IRGC, and these ships are hugging the Iranian coastline rather than using the international shipping lines. Before, there was an international shipping line called TISS, which is separated by a few kilometers in one way and another way. But now all of these ships have to move through the Iranian territorial waters so that IRGC can come and inspect. Actually, around 800 ships are reportedly being stranded there, and if you consider the support vessels, tugboats, this number can be high as 3,200 ships. For mainstream Gulf tankers like those from UAE, Saudi Arabia, or Kuwait, the international firms, the risk is actually prohibitive. The reason is that Iran has begun charging tolls for the passage. There are some reports that saying that $1 per barrel is being charged. A very large crude container can carry around 2 million barrels, so it's up to 2 million, and that has to be paid not in dollars, which is usually the petrodollar system, but Iran is demanding the payment has to be made in Chinese yuan or in cryptocurrencies. On top of that, the war risk premiums have not dropped. See, the navigation through any strait in the world is not determined by the bravery of the people who transit. It is determined by the war risk insurance of people who sit in New York or London. So these war risk premiums have not dropped. So these are multifaceted things and multifactorial things that prevent the shipping transit.
Indeed. So, Vinod, then what are the conditions for Iran to allow passage to friendly vessels? And also, what are the risks? You mentioned there are 3,000 plus ships there that are still stuck there. What are the risks that they still face? I mean, are mines a problem for one?
Yes, Mark, as I have early mentioned, Iran has transitioned from a total blockage to a managed passage. While they are technically allowing friendly and neutral vessels to pass, the conditions are stringent. See, in the Iran's 10-point ceasefire plan, there's introduced an unprecedented set of requirements for any vessel to transit this passage. First of all, the major thing, these $2 million have got big press, but actually political vetting is actually crucial. That means non-hostile vessels cannot transit. Like the ships, they have direct or indirect links with US or Israel. This includes checking of the ship's owner, cargo manifest, destination. Even that means every ship has to be physically inspected. This itself is a huge bottleneck. See, as I mentioned, around 3,200 ships are being stranded. They can move only 10 ships per day. So just do the math. In a month, it's close to 350. How many months it will take to clear the backlog? And as I mentioned earlier, $2 million per ship, yuan payments, cryptocurrency, and they have to hug the northern corridor. And they are facing actually literally and figuratively minefield. The main minefield is the physical mines. IRGC has deployed smart mines in this area. So any ships which is not hugging the northern Iranian coastline near the Larak Island might come into contact with mines, and it can be chaos, and they need advance permission. There is no innocent passage. See, the 1958 law says that international waters, you have to have innocent passage of ships, but there is no innocent passage. And on top of that, there is a law called United Nations Convention of Law of the Sea, 1982 law. It means that you cannot charge for a ship. But the loophole that Iran is using is that even though they are signatory to this UNCLOS, they have not ratified it. Even the United States have not ratified it. So legally, they are taking this particular leeway to claim that they have full territorial authority to use this particular waterway to charge. And not only this physical risk, there are many other risks, as you rightly mentioned. There are war risk premiums. These war risk premiums are charged by the insurance agencies who are sitting in London and New York. They have not dropped it completely. So if a ship which braves this particular waterway without an insurance, then if something happens to that ship, the owner will have to suffer a physical and total loss.
Okay.
And this ceasefire itself is fragile. See, the ceasefire was conditional upon the war
Right.
ending in this area, but the war in Lebanon is still active. Iran on April 9th insisted that if the Lebanon war continues, we will not allow the ships to pass. So this political risk is there. Then another risk is the GPS spoofing. These ships use something called AIS systems, using the global navigation system.
Yes.
There is electronic warfare is also happening. The ships cannot sail through, and there is finally this humanitarian risk is also there. 40 more days these people are stranded there. 20,000 plus seafarers. You can just imagine their mental health. Food
Right.
supplies must be running short. Water
Absolutely.
supplies must be running short. So these are, and few of them have died also. So these are the risks that currently this particular Strait of Hormuz is facing right now.
We'd have to leave it there. Thank you very much, Vinod Kumar, for putting things into context for us.